So, welcome back to a new Game Stuff episode. And this is the December-ish Game Stuff episode. So, I got a lot of gifts from my mom, my sister, Kim, friends of mine, and a few things I bought myself. So, I thought I'd just get through it right here. So, the first thing that showed up was these right here. Shinobi 3 and Super Hang-On, the finals from Data Discs. Yes, this company again. This is the company that released Streets of Rage and Shenmue on vinyl a bunch of months ago, and I picked those up and I love them. And I can't wait to go to Kim's parents' place to put these in because they have an amazing record, vinyl system over there for blasting these things super loud. So I can't wait to hear these. And a really underappreciated soundtrack is absolutely Super Hang-On, but it's Shinobi 3. Everybody always talks about Revenge of Shinobi, but Shinobi 3 has excellent music. Here's an example. I can't wait to add these to my collection of vinyls here. Here's my Shenmue and my Streets of Rage, as I said, and I'm really happy to have these. Who would have ever thought in the year 2015 we'd be getting all of these discs on vinyl? And as I say, the company's called Data Discs. I think they're sold out, but I'll put a link down below just in case they're not. Now, I've already talked about this game a little bit, and that was Fallout 4, the big, most anticipated wasteland game going in 2015. And did it disappoint? Absolutely, it did not disappoint. It was a vast, crazy, insane world where you could spend up to 150 hours just wandering around, just doing whatever you wanted to do. And yeah, oh my God, it was, this was such a vast game to me that it kind of knocked me out. I was like, oh my God, I had no idea it was going to be this long and insane, but wonderful graphics, wonderful gameplay, really liked it. And that kind of leads into my next game that I want to talk about massive worlds. And massive worlds can be a wonderful thing, and they can be an overwhelming thing, and that is Xenoblade Chronicles X on the Wii U. Now, what can I say about this game? There's a lot I want to say about this game. I'm a huge Xeno fan, or Xeno as a lot of people like to call it, in the sense that I like Xenogears, I like the Xenosaga series. So I really was anticipating this game. I've always enjoyed, and this is obviously not a sequel to Xenogears, we know that. It's not even a sequel to Xenosaga. It's its own original side, esque type of game. What do I think about this game? It reminds me a lot of the Phantasy Star series. It really does, in its aesthetics, in its look, in its world, its environment. I don't know why it reminds me of Phantasy Star. I feel like if they made a Phantasy Star one-player game, it would be quite literally this nowadays. So I am extremely happy with it in that regard. Now, in the terms of gameplay, this is a huge game. And there's a lot of great gameplay in combat, fighting monsters. There's a lot of monsters. There's a lot. Okay, I gotta backtrack because this game is massive. It is really hard to talk about because there's so much to it. But I'll try to give it a shot here. Is that the story is the Earth is destroyed. It's been destroyed by aliens, and there was a lot of escape ships sent out from Earth to find and colonize other planets. And you are part of one of these escape ships that lands on this remote planet, a very Pandora, Avatar-esque planet that they've settled. Now we need to explore, we need to tame the land, we need to map the land, we need to figure out what the hell is out there, what is really going on. So you lead a small team going out into the world, and there's a lot of different jobs you can have in this game. There's a lot of things that you can do, like the job that I was doing in the game is that setting up markers of mapping out the land. And man, the world is gigantic. I know I keep saying that, but once you play it, you realize it. When you're running through the world and you're seeing these gigantic creatures just walking around, and it's just like an untamed, insane planet. It's really crazy. I remember I went to one section, I did all this stuff, I was really happy. I'm running back, boom, this creature gets aggro on me and kicks the crap out of me, boom, dead. I'm like, man, I should have saved there. But there's a lot to do in this game. It's kind of like Fallout, as they say. This is a massive world that kind of... I've talked to a lot of friends of mine, and I'm a hardcore JRPG fan, and this game is overwhelming in the amount of things there is to do, even with all my background with JRPGs. And a lot of my friends agree with me that this game is massive, not to be taken lightly. This isn't a small walk in the park. This is a massive, big commitment. A retirement package, per se. Now, with my enthusiasm for Xenoblade Chronicles X, I had to pick up the special edition right here, and I have not opened this up yet. I'm absolutely going to do it in the future, though. A lot of really cool things inside, but had to grab that. I'm so happy we're getting JRPGs again, especially on the level of Xenoblade Chronicles. And I had to grab this as well, the Collector's Edition Guide. Another strategy guide. I cannot believe we're still getting strategy guides in 2015. It's remarkable. So I try to support them for the games that I like when I can, and this is one that this is a game that I really want to support. I really want to support this. Man, I was so excited about this, and I said, you know, maybe at Christmas time I'll pick it up. I'm late to the party on it, but the party is fucking fantastic. And that is Super Mario Maker. This is a wonderful thing to get Christmas morning from my mom. I was like, wow, I was so surprised that my mom would get me this. I was like, this is great, this is fantastic. And she had it sent halfway across Canada to me, so wow, what a morning to get up and get this. So a few days later, I get a chance to really dig in, unlock everything, and start playing the game. And it's so funny, there's a way to unlock everything in about an hour, and that's what I did, is that you just click all the icons that you haven't used yet, and then you just basically just go on the screen and just start scribbling tons of blocks all over the place, and it'll unlock the next thing, and you just rinse and repeat. About an hour and a little bit later, you have all the pieces, so you can finally start making levels. And what I think there's probably been so many reviews on this game. It's a game where you can, you know, make your own Mario levels. This is a dream. If somebody had told me in the 80s or 90s that you could do this, I would say, no way. There's no way that you'll ever be able to create your own levels in Mario. That would be unbelievable. In any style, too. My God. So getting this was like, it's so crazy. So I sat down and started making my own levels, and I'm like, holy cow, there's so many possibilities. And I played a lot of levels that people have created that are geniuses for their level designs. It's unreal. Nintendo needs to hire some of these people because their level designs were unbelievable. So I made a level. It's just my first attempt at a level. I'll put a link down below to my level so you can, you know, the code, so you can try it out and tell me how easy it was or how hard it was. I think it's a little bit challenging for sure. Very short, but challenging. Now, every year, me and my friend Andrew, we always send, you know, presents back and forth. He lives in California. I live in Vancouver. And this is one of the presents that he sent me. Metro Redux. And I really have no idea about this game. I know it was based on a book series, I believe, but that's about it. I know it takes place in Russia. It's a first-person shooter. I haven't delved into this yet, but I'm looking forward to it. It's 2 full games with all the DLC. Always a great thing. Every year I seem to get Kim a DS game, and I'm always wondering why I did it, because I never see her again. I really don't. She's always on the couch like this, and I never see her again. And I really did it. Can you believe it? She's never played an Animal Crossing game, but in a way I can believe it. Like, for me, Animal Crossing, the first game that I ever played was on the GameCube, and it was like, I must admit, it was such a charming game. I was so... I fell in love with the characters. I fell in love with the task that you did every day. It was really a breath of fresh air on the GameCube, but I've never played an Animal Crossing game since. And I thought Kim would like this kind of game, especially after playing Fantasy Life and other S games like that. So yes, I got her Animal Crossing New Leaf. She loves it. She loves it too much. Like last night, I was tucking her into bed, and she's like, "Can you plug my DS in?" Because the cord is in the other room, and it's always going, it's always running. I thought that was pretty funny as well. But she's loving the game, she's really enjoying it. So yeah, if I ever want to get rid of Kim, I just seem to buy her a DS kind of RPG-esque simulation game, and she's gone. Now, this is one that came just before Christmas, and I got a great deal on it. I think it was about $20, which is just a steal. Phantasy Star Generations, part of the Sega Ages collection. Now, let me be honest about this game, is that I have never I've never liked the Phantasy Star Ages remakes. This is a remake of the original Phantasy Star on the PlayStation 2. It's something that I should have been going, wow, this is incredible. This is the greatest thing ever. It's not that I'm caught in the past. I thought the remake was subpar. I didn't think it captured any of the magic of the original. It's one of those things, it's very rare where I wish I was in charge of the production of the remake of Phantasy Star 1. I really do, because I feel the essence and the magic of the game, and I really could have directed it and said, no, we need to do this and we need to do this. It's okay. It's nothing that will blow your mind, but as this is a special edition version of it. So here is the game. I already have the game, but I've never had the big special edition. And it comes with like a little binder in here, a little Sega binder. I think that's how they fill it up. But yeah, usually the other game I had, it's just this, the small version. This is the double box on it. So adding to the Phantasy Star collection, always a great thing. As I say, not a game I hate, but not a game I love either. Now from PCE Works is the Rondo of Blood Deluxe Edition. Here we go. I haven't opened this up yet, but I'm absolutely looking forward to it. By PCE, this is a company that releases great old, Turbo Duo games out of Japan or even out of the US and repackages them and gives them brand new life. And that's the thing. And these are not originals, and they're not being passed off as originals. They're just, brand new versions of the game with some beautiful packaging. I mean, this stuff just looks unbelievable. Really, really, really nicely done. Really professionally done. And I've always been a big fan of these guys. I know they got a lot of heat for a lot of things, but I personally like what they do. I'm a supporter of them because I like the PC Engine. I love it. It's my favorite machine of all time. And to get new PC Engine games, even though they're old ones, I can't grumble with that. Okay, now we're getting into a funny one. This is crazy. This is from Kim to me. And so Christmas morning, I'm feeling this package. I'm like, what is this? I don't know what it is. And I'm usually really good at guessing what a present is. It's this. It's socks. It's deodorant. It's this. All those kinds of things. But this one, I had no idea about. This is hilarious. I'm going to unpackage it for the first time. Can you even see this? Here, I'll just take it out of here. Oh my God. What's funny is this is nothing that I asked for. This is nothing that I desired, nothing that I aspired to have. But Kim got it for me anyways. It is a hentai-esque mouse pad. Mouse pad right here. And I think she just thought it was so funny because we've seen these like hentai. Look where I'm sticking my finger. This is the worst thing ever. This is so funny. But we've seen these like hentai pillows and we're always laughing about them. And I always make a joke whenever we go into some local anime stores. I'm like, hey, I want this big hentai pillow for Christmas or for my birthday. And I'm always kidding. Where Kim decided to get me this for a joke, and I think it's really great. Look at my fingers, Jesus. Will I use this as my mouse pad? You damn right they will. Okay, we'll finish it off with a couple of movies and a book here. So, another thing that Kim got me for Christmas, she knows I'm a huge fan of this movie. Now, does this movie deserve it? It's a bit of a cult movie. It's not like crazy cultish where people are like, oh my God, what a cult classic. But it's one that I grew up with in the 90s and I really enjoyed a lot. And that's Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man with Don Johnson and Mickey Rourke. What can I say about this movie? What's the deal with it? It's just about two kind of tough, badass guys that get involved in kind of like a drug heist gone wrong. And they're trying to save a bar, and they get involved with like some crime syndicate it's kind of like a little bit of sci-fi in there is with the crime syndicate, and just a lot of badass, funny humor stuff. And let me tell you, the acting is kind of like, it's kind of goofy, some of it. It really is, but I don't know what it is about this movie. It's a very classic movie. Now, what's funny about the movie as well is that there's a helicopter sequence where this helicopter's going over LA and it's shooting and doing all this stuff. It's shooting up the building with a Gatling gun. When I had a job back in 2001 where I drew maps for a living, and the company flew me down to LA, and I had to go up in a helicopter over the city to map the entire city through video camera and footage like that. where it's so funny. We walk into the offices to pick up the helicopter, and there's like a poster for Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man up on the wall, and I'm like, oh my god, like you guys are part of Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man? And the helicopter pilot who we're flying with, it's just such a funny story. He says to me, yeah, I flew the helicopter in that sequence. And I'm like, no way. And he goes, way. And it was really kind of awkward. I was like, oh, okay. But it was so funny that the helicopter pilot that took me through LA had filmed in Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man. I'm an easy fanboy for things. I was like, oh my god, somebody who's in Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man, of all movies too. Here's a movie that I don't remember when I saw it, but I saw it when I was really young. This is a precursor to Star Wars. Nobody even, I swear, not many people know about this movie nowadays. It's a great classic movie. It shows its age a little bit in its music and some of its themes, but that's okay. Silence Running. This is a great, great movie. This is a really classic science fiction movie. What's funny is this came out in 1972, and there's robots in here that I swear influenced Star Wars. They really did. And there's stuff in here that I swear to God influenced Alien. Truly. If you watch this movie and know that this is like 6-7 years before some of these movies, and then you watch the other ones, you're like, oh wow. So this is an important movie in history that I think a lot of people forget about. They just don't even think about. Silent Running. Bruce Dern. This is the first time that I ever saw the actor Bruce Dern, and I think he does a really great job. This is a movie from a different time. This is a time even before me. I was born in 74. This movie came out in 72, but it has a place in history, absolutely. Now, Andrew also picked me up a copy of 300. I don't know, I think when he was out here in the summertime, I mentioned, I don't have 300, and this is Kim's favorite movie of all time. If I ask him, I'm like, when we first started dating, I'm like, what's your favorite movie of all time? She's like, 300. I'm like, okay, you get some points. I can get with that. I can get with that. 300 is a phenomenal movie. So Andrew sent me this. So I really thank him for that. Now, the final thing to talk about today is this book. The Art of Star Wars The Force Awakens. Now, I watched the movie the first time and I liked it. Second time, I liked it a lot more. The third time I saw it in theaters, I liked it even a lot more. I've had my fill in theaters. I'll wait for the Blu-ray now. But the one thing that got me with the movie is it did look beautiful. And I love the settings, the aliens, the worlds. I like that. And what does this book offer? All the pre-production artwork. So you can see kind of like how Kylo Ren developed, how a lot of the scenes developed. It's wonderful stuff. And oh yeah, just the way some characters were supposed to look ahead of time. And it's so neat to see the design process from the early concepts to the finished product. And I have always been a fan of films, film design, film execution, just the whole process. And I love seeing pre-production artwork. I always have. In fact, back in 1982, I got a making of book on The Empire Strikes Back. And it was all the designs, what the Scout Walkers were supposed to look like, what the AT-AT or the AT-ATs were supposed to look like, the Snow Speeders were supposed to look like. And it fascinated me that there's a process. And I was 8 years old, and I was studying that. I was like, wow, so they had to design these to get to the final designs and seeing how it changed over time. And I've always been fascinated about that kind of process. And this book is unbelievable. Let me tell you. You cannot do... If you like the movie, you like the artwork, you'll be damn impressed with this. This is one of the things that came out 2 days after the movie, and I was doing some shopping, and I was like, I have to have this. Nobody's going to buy it for me. I had to pick it up for myself, and totally worth it. So guys, that is my new Game Stuff episode for the December-ish time, for Christmas-ish time. And I'm sure I'll be back at the end of January for my birthday kind of stuff that I pick up. And I have a few more items over here that I'm saving for next time because I think that they're really a lot of fun. So anyways, guys, until next time.